So this is my 1965 Volkswagen Beetle convertible in blue. It's not the factory blue, but it was repainted, I want to say back in the 80s by the last owner. I came across this because it was my dad's. He bought it right around 1990 something and drove it for a couple years until the floor rusted out on him. However, the floor that you can see on this car right here is not rusted out. In fact, it looks brand new, because it is. I got this floor from Wolfsburg West because the car needed a new floor. There was nothing here, just a little bit of scraps of metal. And so I just welded it in, did some plug welds all the way around. And then, now I'm no professional welder, not even an amateur. I picked up a Harbor Freight flux core welder for like $100, and people say not to use flux core on sheet metal. I found for the floor pans it worked pretty well. It holds everything in. I didn't have too many issues with heating it all up too much, but I'm sure a more experienced welder would have no issues at all. That's the original 1.2 liter engine. It ran when parked, certainly does not run now. It's going to need a lot of work, at least carburetor, some new gaskets, at least an oil change or two to flush out any gunk. And I'm not really sure how it ran, but it certainly would start when it was parked. Now this thing obviously needs some more fuel lines. They've been sitting for too long. New brakes. I've already removed the current master cylinder because it was on its way out. It needs new brake lines to go with the new brakes. Maybe a new clutch cable, just while this is all apart and it's easy to get to. Now these are the seats, the original white seats. They're all ripped, pretty dirty looking and gross. They had these seat covers over them originally, so I might investigate in getting these refinished. Just, slap on some new vinyl. I mean, it's not vintage, certainly not original, but this is just no condition to be, driving around every day in. And now, if we come over to the body itself, as you can see, we took the doors off. We put in these braces that just bolt right into the holes where the door goes. Have one on the other side too. I got that from, I think, Bug Stuff online, and they're really helpful because if you didn't have these braces in, if you just look, you got the front and the back, but the only thing in between is the imaginary heater channel. And you can see the real one on the other side. So on this side, I have removed the heater channel already. What's left of it is that gross bit of metal. Didn't really do much, so I'm not sure how the car even stayed together without those. So I just, drilled it out on right in here, drilled it out under here, and then the bottom piece popped out, the middle got cut out with an angle grinder with a cutting disc, and I'm still working on the front. Now, this whole body is just up on sawhorses. There's nothing wrong with doing that, at least I hope not, because that's how it's going to sit for the next year or two. It also has a lot of bad rust. See in those corners where the rear cross members, I believe they're called, meet up with the heater channel. So I have to do a lot of repair around there. New exhaust system over on the engine. There's just a lot of rust, just if you look around, that all has to get fixed up. But, the heater channels are the big thing, and there's a couple of sections in the wheel wells. Obviously, right down here you can see all that gunk, crud. And then, top it all off, in case it couldn't get any worse, needs new electricals. Because we got all these wires that don't meet up to anything. So I have to get a new wiring harness, new fuse box, probably voltage regulator, just to hook it all back up together. Now, about the car, this was a 1965 Carmen coach builder convertible. So I think that's how every convertible was made. It's got a Carmen badge on the other side that I can't show you because it's over there and I'm over here. But so it came with this radio. It's a Blaupunkt AM FM radio. So you get 2 AM station presets and 2 FM, and I guess that was a luxury. None of these 12 stations, no satellite radio. Here we got the mileage. I don't know if you can see the odometer, but it reads 70,000 miles. That 70 is really 170, because it has rolled over at least one time, but given how this thing looks, I can't imagine twice. Now I'm sure you're thinking, well, if it's a convertible, where is the roof? And the answer is the roof has been taken off, and it's sitting right over there. So this is the convertible roof frame. So this whole thing, I mean, it probably works. I haven't tried unfolding it all the way, because I just got the bolts in today to actually bolt this to the car. But it is the original frame. Just needs some new canvas, a new headliner, and some padding. All the wood is pretty much good, although I'm not an experienced woodworker. I might just sand it all down, try to buff out any scratches or splinters in it, and just coat it in some kind of, I guess like a varnish or a stain, just something to keep it preserved, because you can't really get replacement wood pieces on this. Not even sure why they used wood when metal would have just been better. Guess because you can staple all that vinyl into wood. Can't do that to metal. So yeah, this project is going to be keeping me busy for the next year or two. I mean, it's a real piece of work, but I will make sure to keep you guys all updated on how she's doing. Or she, he. The only thing I know about it is the name, because the license plates on this car read Slowpoke. So that's its name. But it looks like my registration is a bit out of date anyway, expired in 2001. So anyway, yeah, I will be keeping you guys updated here on YouTube. Thank you for watching.